Hello, this is Teresa, and if you watched my video last night, you'll know that I had planned to do a craft room tour today, and it ended up being tonight because I had a lot of work to do earlier. So, welcome to my humble abode where I spend my time crafting and doing virtual bookkeeping. This is my space. So I live in a travel trailer and in Napa, Idaho, and so it is a toy hauler. So I have the back room, which is the garage, and then our bathroom is in the middle, and then our living space is in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and share my camera so that I can walk around and do this tour. So I will apologize ahead of time for the tremors, and I hope that this will be okay because usually my camera is held by a Archon stand, but I'm going to walk around, so I'm going to hold the camera. Here we go. Fasten your seatbelts. Okay, so I have my computer on so that I can check my technology. So let me put the camera down for just a second to try and hold it somewhat steady while I check and make sure that I'm live. Yes, I am. Let me make sure that my volume's off. Okay. So this is what I do when I do a production, is I check to make sure that I'm in screen. Sorry about my fingers. Oh, that's my other fingers. Not sure where that's coming from. And it's making me hold the camera horizontally, which makes it even more difficult. But this is my desk where I do my bookkeeping and my crafting. So the crafting stuff is over on this side for the most part. And because this is a small area, one has to be very conscientious about how they use space. So every bit of space is important, even behind things. You just tuck things in there. Oops. And so then we have things on the floor. My sewing machine is down there, and that bag sometimes holds my Big Shot, my extra computer. This box has my dies in it. The trash can, that little box down there, it's dark down there, it has my gold flaking stuff, and then my Big Shot is right there. And then right here, well, first of all, I've got this little container that holds all my inks. I don't know if I can open this one-handed. So there's all my inks. I refill inks. Okay. And then I got this cool little container to hold my 12 by 12 paper. And then I love this basket device thing here. It just tucks everything nicely in. My stapler, my Wink of Stella, I keep my bone folder here, and my tweezers. Everything has a place so that I can find it. There are my tear rollers and my brushes to use my little jars of coffee dye and Earl Grey tea dye. There's a container that has my washi tape and my strings. For some reason I want to say they're like Mito strings or something like that. And then my whale tail punch and my embossing paste, my scissors and anything that cuts, some of my acrylic blocks, my blender brushes, my water painters, and my spritzers, and then the old aqua painters. And then this is my work area in progress. So this is a work basket here. I'm getting ready to do some thank you cards, so I've got these thank you sentiments out. These are the stamp sets that I'm using a lot right now, and then some other work stuff that I'm working on. This has my ephemera bits and bobs that I'm using right now. This has got some ephemera in it. This is an idea book, and this is my junk journal January that I was using every day for January. So this is just a journal that came in the Stampin' Up! Calendar book, calendar planner. And so right now I'm using it for blogging ideas and things like that. So let's take a step back. Okay, so there's the big view. Making sure I'm not going to back into something and trip. And these cushions are for, like, if you put the table the other way, then you can have a bench seat here and a bench seat here and have dinner, and I've crafted with friends that way. But we've devised this system so that we can keep everything up out of the way. And my husband is an avid motorcyclist, so he's got his winter gear for riding, and that was a good place to put that stuff up because it's so big and bulky, and keep it out of the way. And right now I'm not concerned about having the curtains open because we're keeping curtains and things closed as much as possible to keep the heat in. So let's see. I have a cabinet there that my printer sits on top of, and then these are my junk journal boxes that have different things like papers and covers that I've started, music sheets, dyed papers, things like that, mostly supplies. And then when you come over here, we have my 3 storage organizers that have drawers in the front. So you can take this lid off here, and then you can pull these open, and they also will snap into place and lock if you do it right. Kind of hard to do it one-handed though. And then on top of here I just took a Stampin' Up! Box and cut it open so that I would have space underneath it and be able to stack my scoreboard and my trimmer and my mini trimmer up here. I use this aqua cart to hold all my punches, supplies like glues and layers and just miscellaneous things like that. I could have a whole video on naming everything. My tools like my crocodile and for corner puncher and eyelet setter, and then that little tag hole thing, I forget what it's called. That's the outside door, and then this door leads through the bathroom to the front, and it has all my stamp sets that are current in there. And then Christmas is at the top. You can see my other trimmer and my envelope board, and my bag maker is up there And then this is our utility room area. And I'm just going to stop right here and show how I organize these. So right there is a mini trimmer. And then I use these big Stampin' Up! Cases that used to be used for like the wooden blocks to put my ink spots in them. And then I've got all my ink pads in here. Got some mailing labels, my catalogs, and some miscellaneous paper, like the Tea Boutique. I always call it the Tea Boutique, but I know that's not the right sweet name for it. I can only remember what I can remember. And then a couple punches that I use a lot, the Trio punch, and then the Retired punch. Let's see, what are they called exactly? Very Best Trio and Detailed Trio. And then there are my extra inks that aren't in the container that I showed you earlier. My pearlized enamel effects, my memento ink, my black inks are in here, my embossing stuff like my Versamark is all in here. This is an inking board that I use for thin paper, so it's very close to me because I use that a lot. And then let's see what's in here. So on here on either side I have my alcohol markers. Some have fallen out. And as long as they're laying or horizontally like that, I'm okay with that. I just don't want them setting up. And so I've got my cardstock here. These are some extra colored envelopes. Here's some cut DSP. This is another, oh, this is my thank you card folio. This is my birthday card folio, which is a kit that you can purchase from Stampin' Up, from me, Stampin' Up. And these are all envelopes that are labeled. So the first two are kits from a couple of YouTubers that I buy stuff from, like Scrimping Mommy and Rach and Bella Crafts. And then this one is tags. This is collage pieces, envelopes. And some of these are pre-made ephemera, and some, like these, are just envelopes to make pre-made ephemera with. Ephemera strips. Most of this is pre-made stuff. Journal cards, mixed media, pockets, and strips for like to put on the envelopes usually. And then this is my envelope that has my tapestry overflow of stuff. And then I told you about those two things, and these are all empty. This little bag has my Tim Holtz ephemera. And let's take a look downstairs and see what we have. I did have my sewing machine right there, but it was really hard on my back to try and turn it around and get it out of there. So I have some extra eyelet stuff in there. My label maker. This is my box that has charms and eyelets, and it's really kind of cool. Let me take it out. And I think I'm pretty much done walking around the room, so let's go ahead and switch cameras. Okay, move this out of the way a little bit. Now we'll be a lot more steady as well. So this box here, just waiting for the leg to catch up because I can't talk when it's not doing what I'm expecting it to do. So this box here has all kinds of stuff in it. So these 2 boxes have affirmation charms, acorn charms. Okay, so everything I say is charms. Butterflies, bees. No, these aren't charms. These are embellishments. Birds, canes, creatures, dragonflies, which aren't charms, I don't think. Yeah, these are just embellishments. They don't have a little hole to put them in, so they're not charms. These are daisies. These are embellishments that just came out in the new mini catalog. More charms, dishes, flowers. These are flowers that are embellishments in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. That's one's in the annual catalog. More charms, holidays, keys, clocks, miscellaneous, nautical. This says nautical and this says overseas. Oh, like there's like a crown for like a king. So I put overseas for that. Open leaf. This is an embellishment in the annual catalog, but it does have a little hole so it can be used as a charm. These are pom-poms. I think these might be retired. Religious charms, support charms, sports, sewing, travel, wrench. This is not a charm. This is an embellishment that is retired. But they could be used for charms, technically. And there's little keys in here, too. These could be used for embellishments or charms because they do have a way for you to tie a string around them. So then I've got beads all through here, sorted by color. Can you say OCD? As I was sorting these all out, I was like, oh my gosh. Anybody who watched me deal with this painstaking labor would say, oh boy, she's OCD. Okay, so I have bulb pins here. These are metallic bulb pins, and these are colored. And I'm not going to try and take them all out because this isn't a real quality storage container. And so the lids don't always fit real tight, and I could end up with everything all over the place. So I have to be careful. These say holders. These are some hardware from a retired Hodgepodge kit. I really, really like the tin, but you know, you only got so much space when you live in a travel trailer, and I had to make sacrifices. I love tins, though. And so one tin that I refuse to sacrifice is this one. And it has some of the other Hodgepodge stuff that was in that Stampin' Up! Hodgepodge. Plus, this was when there was that Ever Eden something. The stamp set is still current, and the paper was current last I saw because it was on clearance. In fact, I ordered some more because it's such beautiful paper. I have brads here. These say clips, so these are clips from the Hodgepodge. And they don't, oh no, these are paper clips. And so probably more paper clips and more clips from the Hodgepodge. These are some retired paper clips that came in a kit. I don't really like them, but I haven't thrown them away yet. These are the eyelets. So I have the metallic ones here for the most part, and then the colors like, oh, these are black and white. I have more colors too. They're in that storage area that I showed you where I was going to keep my sewing machine. So I've almost got this whole thing filled up. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 empty spots left. But as long as I keep building on bees and canes and things like that, that I still have some more room, I'll be okay. So like I only have 2 locks. But, you know, I think this thing was about $6. And for $6 to be able to break things down like this is really ideal. am I gonna put there? Let's put these beads right here. Move these over. Move this over. Move that there. You know, that's the thing about watching me on videos, is I could go off on a rabbit trail real quick, real easy. Okay, so that's that. Like I said, this is kind of a cheapie, so I'm real careful about how I hold it and everything, because I don't want beads and everything to go flying all over the place. So let's see. We didn't show what's inside my other drawer, and I really need to show that. So I wonder if I open the drawer up and if I could point this camera over there. Kinda, but not really good. Yeah, let's just use the other camera. One moment, please. Okay, here we go. Slowly. And here we go. Okay, so with those big plastic envelopes, I got these little ones, and they're like little pencil cases. So I have, these are empty, but then I have like magnets in there, stamping pads, the extra stamping pads for, let's go around here real quick, for that thing right there, that dauber. And that's like a little dessert shot glass that I got from the dollar store that I stored that in. And then we have a little bit of candy. There's some mints in there. Electronics, there's some USB-C cords. My pencils, all my colored pencils, my watercolor pencils, my blender pens, altered paper clips are in there, small ephemera clusters, cabinet cards, labels, tabs and tickets, tapestry squares, snippets, felt, and some more material. Now this place right here is all glued together, and it's ribbon. So like there's black ribbon in here, there's white and vanilla ribbon in here, there's green ribbon in here, I think there's some purple ribbon in there, and I just try to color code it. And then this last red one has bows in there, and then these two last red ones have embellishments like my rhinestones and my pearls and my enamel dots and all of those things. And then we have some miscellaneous stuff like paper clips, stainless steel pins, my two how do you say that? Faux memo printers, some elastic cord, some extra ribbon, some extra double-sided tape, some paper towels, and calculator tape. And this is chain for trying to do dangles. Oh, that's almost impossible with my trimmers. There's my Stampin' Up! Planner, my extra glue sticks. Here's some of the folios / journals that I did in the very beginning. My envelopes. Whoops. I want to show addresses. And just some extra overflow of stuff. So anyways, and then I mentioned this stuff over here, like scrap paper and book pages And then that's got dictionary pages, and that's got doilies and journal paper. Never fails, my husband decides to do housework when I'm trying to do a video. But when you live in a small space like this, you keep it real, and it is what it is. There's some bags that I'm saving for journals, or I've already started to journal with them, like this one. I have a journal cover that I started. I have the closure on it, and there's some pockets inside. And that was as far as I got before I moved. So here I've got corrugated cardboard, which I love using those for ephemera clusters. And here's my material, my fabric. I bought two 3-yard sections of fabric. Is it Kathy Holden, I think? I'm not sure. And then this was from a resale store, a thrift shop, and I stamped it, and it turned out pretty cool. Extra cardboard, and what's in here? That appears to be empty. Another self-healing mat, and this is a book with old pages in it. And this is just a bag with Valentine leftovers that my grandkids are going to be using for Valentine's Day. And then here's a big wad of cheesecloth. There's index cards in there and things like that. And then the bottom drawer is for my husband's overflow of meds, because he has some health issues. And then my little Stampin' Up! Trash can, my heavyweight copy paper, my file box for like receipts and things like that, my mini embossing machine, so yeah, you just learn how to put things in their place. There's my stamp for my cards, that they were handmade by Teresa Conway-Hayes, Stampin' Up. And then my blog address, thestampinbookkeeper.com. Yeah, so I think I did a halfway decent job of showing you all this. Let's go ahead and switch cameras again. Not real good at switching cameras though. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the room, pushing the iPad around, moved where the camera was. But now my head was cut off. Oh well, it is what it is. So I'm out of breath after all that. I was gonna upload some pictures so that I could show you some fun altered envelopes that I did today. I had a couple people request catalogs, and I decided to throw a little junk journaling flair into it by altering the legal envelopes that I used to put the catalogs in. That was a lot of fun. So maybe next time I'll get a chance to show you those pictures. And I just want to thank you for taking time to look at my craft room with me. Please feel free to comment, to like, subscribe, follow, all that rigmarole. And I will see you again next time. Bye.